Hello and welcome to the Ticks and Trades daily levels for the spiders, the SPY, for Wednesday, May 29, 2024. It's 8:09 a.m. Eastern, which we'll come back to after the market closes. Take a look at all the trades taken in the E-minis and analyze them in the post-market video. See you then. It's after 10 p.m. now. Can you tell which level the spiders respected the most today? Pretty obvious now. They hung out around 526.40 almost all day. Didn't hit any other levels, and there was one trade. I'll show you the trade. It was recorded, but I'll just tell you now that when I got my computer set up this morning at the office, a little bit late to the party, I saw them rolling over here. It was already after 9:45. It was pushing 10 o'clock, and I jumped in with a short trade, not at the most precise level. I would have had 526.35 if I was ahead of the game. And either way, they did not give the base hit. Well, let's just talk through it in the recording. So just to point out before I start rolling this that I'm in the trade at this point. It's 10 o'clock in the morning when this happened. And since I just entered at the market, sold short, it was not at the right price. And these charts really aren't perfectly lined up, but just to kind of get an idea, there's a little bit of a delta between where 526.35 is and where I entered the trade. So I'm kind of out of the money, hoping they'd come down a little bit, but here's what happened. So, and incidentally, from the entry point or the intended entry point, this is my 4-point profit target in the E-minis, and there's my fumble threshold. So when they came down pretty close, I'm just looking for 3 points over here, knowing that I got in a little lower. So what typically happens, or what I should do, what you should do, according to the rules I have, is if you come up close within a certain amount, certain distance from the profit target of 40 cents in the spiders or 4 points in the E-minis, and very quickly within a couple minutes you're back up at the entry point, that's usually not a great sign that they're going to give you the base hit, because for all we know at this point they're building more strength to go higher. But I gave them an opportunity, several opportunities, and really I should have just jumped out at the break even, because I had opportunities to do that when they gave the signal more than once, but I didn't. I jumped out right there if you saw it disappear. So I lost 3 points, or gave 3 points back to the market with my 3 contracts. Don't know if you noticed, but I sold 2, then I sold another one later. So I had a total of 3 in that play. And I'll scrub ahead here just to show you that while they did come down a little later, and that would have given the base hit had you stayed in the trade, but the rules are the rules, and I just, like to stick to the rules. They did go up. Which was kind of the thought, or the idea behind why I would bail out of the trade in the first place, but they couldn't get much higher than this. I'll show you kind of why I think this was. It's a pretty good reason why they stalled out here more than once. They went up there and got just about as high again later, I think, and couldn't get past that point. And I was ready to sell. They got higher, but there is a reason they couldn't get any higher than that. But this level was important for the rest of the day, and they never got down to the zone here, or the level up here. I had a resting order to sell if they went up there. You can see the limit orders on the market, or on the chart, to buy down here. And it was about 3 o'clock or so when I just kind of got tired of it and canceled the orders and stopped recording. So there's not a whole lot to see here. You already saw that they did not hit any other levels for the day. So I'd like to point out one thing here. So it's 10. Let me bring my little clock back up. It's after 10 p.m. now, and so the aftermarket hours, it's been a few hours. They're at 524.12. I want to show you what they did down at this level when after the market closed. Here are the 24-hour session turned on. So after 1600, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern, they came down pretty close to the top of this zone, bounced a few times, came down, played ping pong, got below it. So anyway, the point is this area was important. Just by the time they got down into it, or had they got down into it late in the day, not sure what would have taken the trade anyway. You saw that I canceled this at 3 o'clock because I just wasn't ready to play it, because they had the potential to fall down through, but they're dripping lower. So they're currently at 524.12, and that has more significance when you look at the larger time frames, such as the weekly chart. So here's the zone we had identified a few weeks ago. They've pulled away from it. So 524 happens to be lower than the low of last week. So the low of last week was 524.72. So where the horizontal line is, 524.11, right below this. And then on the daily chart, it may look a little more pronounced. So 524.12 is down here, horizontal line. So they're kind of coming back to this this breakout area here. So, kind of important area. They can go both ways. They could fall farther. I mean, there's quite a lot of areas down here that could kind of catch price for interim trades, but this whole setup here, or at least this for the last couple of weeks, kind of has a bearish tinge to it, but they've got to do some important things at this area where they're approaching right now. And it depends on where they open in the morning. And also, if I recall, there are some data releases the next 3 days, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, and Monday. And Monday is a kind of an interesting day for a couple other reasons, but let's just get back to, well, you already saw the full day. Let's just jump to the tracking log and wrap this up. I just remembered I was going to show you why I think they couldn't get any higher than this. So I put a blue line, a lighter blue line here, and it's pretty clear now what was stopping them. And it's this, I think. Here was a 15-minute chart. Just kind of zoomed out a little bit to give you, so you can have a little bit more detail. So yesterday, they came down, just really got out of this area very quickly, and came back again. Let's see, what time was this? 14:45. So 2:45, 3 o'clock for another next 15-minute candle. So I'm kind of splitting the difference here. And so this kind of pivot low area, they get back up, they gap lower, and they came back up to it from the underside. They couldn't get through just pretty much that area, just sort of the pivot from the day before. And the number up here was out of the calculator, this 527.88. And that's where I was looking to go short. But that would have been nice to catch a trade there. But, didn't happen. No harm, no foul. What would have happened if you were playing by the rules? You would have entered the trade, but after it gave you the signal or the clue more than once, a couple clues that something else was going on, the prudent thing to do would have been to jump out at your entry point, or even a slight gain, but at least a break even. So just a wash. So what I did, I ended up jumping out a little bit late, and I was 3 points to the red with my 3 contracts. It was negative 450 before commissions. So that was the one trade. Tomorrow morning, I will put out the numbers per usual, and we will do this all over again. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. See you tomorrow.